I've stumbled into a fantasy novel. And this isn't reality. This is Middle Earth. This is Narnia. This is Ferelden. This land, Scotland, is half reality and half fantasy. I mean, okay, nowhere on Earth is perfect, but my God. It feels like I've stumbled into a Bob Ross painting. I wish I could explain what it feels like to stand here, surrounded by all this color and the peaceful solitude of nature. Especially after how long it took for me to get here. The best explanation that I can give, and this might sound a little strange, it's like walking through my own afterlife. I can't really phrase it any better than that. That's what it feels like. I don't know if there's anything after this life, but if there is, this I want to remember. Many people around the world dream of returning to the home of their ancestors, the British Isles. At the age of 45, I fulfilled a lifelong ambition and bought my dream home in the Scottish Highlands. My name's Jason, and I live in the far north of Scotland. This is my story. Welcome to the American Highlander. Good afternoon from the far north of the Scottish Highlands, and welcome to my new hometown, Golspie. There are many incredible, scenic, beautiful areas throughout all of Scotland, but this area here in southeastern Sutherland, this stole my heart. It's something that I'm not sure I can rationally explain. It's just a gut feeling. You know when you've found the place that you're supposed to be. And I found it here in the far north. So come on, I'll show it to you. As the daylight shortens, you get into late autumn, winter, and the weather gets more inclement, it becomes harder to travel. where you are, where you've chosen to be, makes a huge difference, because it really does become about what's around you and whether or not you enjoy it. And I can tell you, I love it here. I love the fact that Golspie is my hometown. So let's go deep into Big Burn and show you a spot that you've seen in a previous episode, but transformed by the magic of autumn. Let's go. You're never gonna believe who I just bumped into here. First, a little bit of exposition. Hey, I want to give a shout out to a local business. As you know from previous episodes, my guidelines are very simple. If you are a local business, if you're based here in Scotland, I will give you a shout out for free. Just got to email me and be like, hey man, can you give me a free plug for my business? I'll be like, yeah, sure. So this is a business here in Scotland. It's in Alness. That's in Easter Ross, just to the south of us. This is a business we've featured before, and it's quite a success story for us. It's a success story that you're responsible for, because way back, one of the first episodes of the American Highlander, we featured this clothing company. It's called By Sea, By Land. And a bunch of you went to the website and ordered clothing from Ed, who's the owner. He sent me an email a couple of days later. He's like, dude, orders have gone through the roof. I'm like, yes, that's what I want to hear. Because that's one of the big reasons why this channel exists, is to support local businesses and stimulate economic activity throughout Scotland, and especially up here in the Northern Highlands. So we are back with another segment for By Sea, By Land, this time for their hoodies. This just came today. I just unwrapped it and put it on like a minute before I started rolling the camera. And keep in mind, I'm not a supermodel. I'm 19 stone. I'm a big guy, 6 feet tall, 19 stone. This is how it looks on me. It fits me beautifully. I love it. And if you have a normal human body, it's probably gonna look way better on you than it does on me. So I highly encourage you to go to the By Sea, By Land website and check it out, especially since the hoodies, the last time I went to the website, the hoodies were sold out, and I talked to Ed and he's like, yeah, they sell fast. So if you want one of these, and seriously, like, this is really nice. You should totally go onto the website and go get a By Sea, By Land hoodie. Here, let me give you another look at the design on the back there. Check that out. What are you looking at? My eyes are up here. So you should totally go to By Sea, By Land, pick yourself up one of these hoodies, because warm clothing this time of year is no joke, especially up here in the Highlands. As I am recording this, it's snowing down in Inverness right now. I'd say it's probably around, I don't know, 3 degrees here, maybe. I woke up this morning and it was -1. So autumn is drawing to a close and winter is coming. And believe me, I'm wearing this right now and it's keeping me nice and warm. So By Sea, By Land, go check them out. All right, let's get to a couple of other things. The mountain that you see behind me is Ben Hope. This is the northernmost Munro in all of Scotland, and it's here in Sutherland. Now, I am out of shape, middle-aged, cardio is shot, knees are shot, joints are in a witness protection program. So needless to say, we are not doing any Munro bagging today. However, this does count as the very first Munro parking lot bagging on this channel. It counts. Many of you have been asking when on this channel you'll get to meet some of my neighbors. Well, here they are. These are my closest neighbors. The one right there with the really big udders, that's Betsy. Hey, something I want to touch on briefly. Is a bit of a sensitive topic. I have gotten now thousands of comments across the various videos on this channel, and Seriously, over 99% of them are overwhelmingly positive, which means a lot to me. It really does. Every now and then you get a Yahoo, but it's the internet, whatever. A few times, and I want to emphasize, we're talking about literally just a few times, as in I can count the number of times this has happened on one hand, and I think I'd have fingers left over. I've gotten a comment a few times, people who claim to, be Scottish natives. It's the internet, so you can never be certain. Stating, stop calling yourself a Highlander. You're not a Highlander. You'll never be a Highlander. You're just an American. You're a Yank. You're an outsider who moved to the Highlands. That's all you'll ever be. All right, let's talk about this. Let me start off by saying I get it. I do. I actually understand that sentiment. Because, there are a lot of economically deprived areas up here. There aren't a lot of opportunities for younger people. And there is a real problem, not just here in the far north and not even just in Scotland. We're talking about throughout all of the UK and all of its constituent countries. There is a very real problem with young people getting priced out of their own towns, their own neighborhoods, and having to leave and seek better fortunes elsewhere. It's why the far north has a depopulation issue and has had a depopulation issue for the last 2 centuries. One of the more inconvenient facts, people like to talk about the Highland clearances. Well, the population of Sutherland here went up during that time. It started declining afterwards because industries collapsed and people had to go elsewhere to search for a better way of life. And that trend has continued even to this day. So it is a sensitive topic, and it can breed resentment when people come in from the outside and buy places that someone who's born and raised here might not be able to afford. Now, you could say that that's not my fault, but I contributed to the problem. You could say that. I don't agree with that argument, but if you want to take that position, that's your choice. But I want to state that I do understand it. So I can only offer this in defense. What constitutes a true Scotsman? Is it a matter of ethnicity? If so, how much? I do have descendants who are ethnically Scottish. They're not Highlanders, they were Lowlanders. And I want to emphasize, I'm a nobody. I'm an overweight, middle-aged geek. I'm an introvert. I'm socially awkward. I'm nobody special, and I'm not trying to be special. I'm trying to fit in. This channel is an immigrant's love letter to his adopted home. I'm doing my best as an immigrant to try to give back, because that matters to me. I believe I have a responsibility to give more than I take and to do my best to integrate. So, is it a matter of you have to be 100% ethnically Scottish? And if not, what percentage qualifies? Now, if there's more to it than ethnicity, if it's a matter of culture, because one of the comments, one of the sentiments that I've seen is, oh, we don't want people coming in and, wanting to reshape every town and village the way it was where they left, and McDonald's on every street corner and Starbucks, and I get it. But let me make it very clear, I moved up here to the far north because I'm trying to get away from all of that. I don't want a McDonald's up here. I don't want a Starbucks up here. I love the fact that there are no dual carriageways, only one stoplight, only 2 roundabouts, no chain restaurants, no chain supermarkets. I love that about being up here. That's what drew me to this place. And the culture up here is a very delicate magic, and it deserves to be preserved and carried forward. But if it's a question of culture, how long does a culture have to be in a place for it to be cherished? I mean, as an example, if we were having this conversation 1600 years ago, we would be standing here speaking in Pictish, and we would be talking about stopping the small boats, but we would be talking about the Scots. They were Celtic raiders coming over from Ireland. They just happened to be the ones who successfully conquered and colonized this land. If we fast forward from 1600 years ago to 1000 years ago, the Vikings were busy raiding and pillaging and settling. I have a Norwegian surname. Some of my ancestors were probably here 1000 years ago trying to stake their claim. The reason why this area is called Sutherland is because to the Vikings, it was the southern land. Scottish culture is amazing because of how resilient it is, how much it's given to the world. The number of inventions that have reshaped this planet that come from the Scots is truly amazing, and I'm proud to have some Scottish ethnicity running through my veins. Now, does that qualify me as a Highlander? Does that qualify me as a Scotsman? I don't know. But I can tell you this. I'm doing my best. It's got to count for something. I work a full-time day job. This is a passion project that I do on the side. My average work week is somewhere between 80 to 82 hours. And this channel right now is not paying for itself. It costs me money to do this every month. I'm doing it out of a love and a passion for this land and these people and this culture. You know how difficult it is as someone who holds an American passport to go into the comments and every now and then an American will call me a traitor because I chose to leave. And that I take issue with. Because I didn't leave America because I dislike it. America is a great country. I have no issue with America. When I came here, I wasn't running from something. I was running to something. I've wanted to be here since I was a child. Don't ask me to explain it rationally because I can't. It's like a compulsion, a post-hypnotic suggestion. I just knew that this was home. And I wanted to get back home. Ask yourself this. If the situation were reversed, if I were the one lucky enough to be born and raised here, and you were the one who was born on the other side of the planet in a foreign land, and you knew ever since you were a child that you wanted to be here, would you have done all that I've done over a span of years, decades, to get here, to build a new life for yourself and walk away from everything in your old life to be here? Would you? Only you can answer that question if you're being honest with yourself. I don't know if that's ever going to be enough to satisfy someone who makes such a comment. and says that I'm no true Scotsman, no true Highlander. If you still feel that way after everything I've just said, I understand that. But at this point, frankly, that's on you. I'm going to continue showcasing as many people, as many businesses, as many places of interest, as much of this incredible land as I can, because that matters to me. I don't know how many years I got left. If you've been watching this channel, you know I've got some pretty major health issues. But whatever time I've got left, this is the cause to which I'm devoting it. Maybe that makes me a true Scotsman, maybe it doesn't. But I'm doing the best I can. And if I ever run into you in public, I'll buy you a beer. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all I've got to say on the subject. I love living here in the Highlands. And whether that makes me a Highlander or not, I made it home.
A lot of you have been asking to meet some of my neighbors, so here's one of them. Meet Lizzie. If we wish to be more formal, Lizzie's proper title would be Lady. Dunrobin Castle, pictured here, is her family home. Now, as an American, I'd never met a member of the aristocracy before, so what better way to start than by watching a member of the nobility trying to get into her own castle. So, we're off to an auspicious start then.
Hi, I'm so sorry. Would it be okay to maybe go into the garden just now? Did you forget? I know something probably happened. Do you want me to come and get the key? Oh, thank you, thanks, bye. He's coming. Nobody would trust me with a key, so I'd lose it. It's fine. Thanks a lot, sorry. But there was nothing in here, was there? It was all, you're still quite sheltered in here from storms as Ian, is it?
There was nothing much in here at all,
No,
just a few
fine.
leaves and small twigs and things, but
Yeah.
that's about it. So,
Okay.
that was a lucky escape.
Cool. I'm sorry for disturbing your Sunday
That's all right.
twice.
We were at Dunrobin Castle filming a segment on harvesting botanicals for Dunrobin Gin, a new venture created by Lizzie and her husband, Boban. You'll see more of this on a future episode when their online retail link is up and running. I wasn't actually planning on showing any of this just yet, but in an amazing coincidence, on the day that I was filming this episode's opening segment at Big Burn, I bumped into Lizzie and her friend Claire Hughes while they were shooting publicity photos of Dunrobin Gin for social media. So let's tag along with Lizzie and Claire on their shoot to finish up this episode of The American Highlander.